guys? Welcome back to another episode of The Future of Flushing. We're here at the guy's house in Arizona Folly. We got JT, Nolan, and Trey, and of course Vito and myself. And right now, JT just polished off his breakfast. If you watched that, JT put on a clinic with the cooking. Now we're about to put on a little bit of a clinic, playing a little Super Smash Bros. So
I want to point something out too. I'm going to give you a little peek behind the camera. JT, you're supposed to save that food for the show, and you were supposed to eat that while we played, and you polished that thing off in like 2 minutes.
I honestly didn't even know that.
We literally said, oh, it'll be fun if you're eating this while we play, and then I looked over, and this guy was just crushing his food that he didn't make enough for everybody.
yeah, that's all right.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I thought it was green light to eat.
It's all good. Well, you enjoyed it. Compliments to the chef.
You know what? We watch you eat, now you're going to watch us play.
Exactly.
That's fair. So right now we're all obviously, as you see, picking our characters. Who you guys rolling with?
I'm going with Donkey Kong.
All right. Any rhyme or reason? For
I've
that?
just always, as a kid when I played this game, I just always went with him. He's very powerful and strong, and yeah, I'm gonna smash Trey around with him.
All right. What about you, Trey?
I'm gonna go with
You're a big,
Kirby.
strong
I like
guy.
floating around with him.
All right. I am gonna go with Pitt for no reason other than I have no reason, but it's just the easiest one for me to go with. So what about you, Vito? Who you rolling with?
I'm going to be Mario because I'm an Italian man and he's an Italian man. So I feel like that spiritual bond will help guide me through this game.
Just as a disclaimer, I am terrible at this game. You guys good at this game?
No.
I've never played it on the Switch, so I'm just gonna push some buttons and learn
Oh.
as I go.
That's kind of the way it is. As we are off and running. So
I'm just punching in the air. I'm not,
you do that a lot, right? You're a big air puncher.
I guess. I don't know.
Oh, I just.
So there are a lot of video games played here at the house with you guys.
Yeah, me and Clenney just started playing NHL a little bit.
Okay, I can relate
Yeah.
to that.
It's a fun game. I like UFC a lot too. That one's always fun.
Okay, let's go.
What's happening?
What are the
I'm going
percentages?
crazy on you guys, man.
What's going on with this map here? And how competitive does it get with you guys when you do whip out the Xbox?
The first game on NHL, I was pretty bad, so not much. Next game a little better, and I think I'm gonna start taking the wins from Trey next time we play.
There's been a couple fights recently. Between
Yeah.
There now, JT, are you like the referee? Do you get in and make sure that
Yeah.
peace is restored?
Sometimes I have to intervene. These guys can get pretty crazy, you know.
What's the oldest console you guys have played?
That's a good question.
Oh, I don't know. I was young. And then the old, Nintendo 64?
Nintendo 64 is the oldest you played?
Probably
GameCube?
Sega before that.
Yeah, I was probably GameCube.
Now, do you guys remember MVP Baseball 05? The one with Manning on the cover?
I never got to play that one.
Oh, what the
No.
I do remember the bigs though. That was a fun one.
You guys ever play backyard baseball?
Yes, that was a great game.
Who'd
On
you
my
play
Game
with?
Boy.
With Pablo? Was that
Yeah,
it?
it's Pablo, of course.
Richie Sexton.
Go.
Was Richie Sexton in that? Richie Sexton, very underrated player. 40 home run guy. Not enough people talk about Richie Sexton. I'm glad you brought that up. That's a first baseman thing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Must be. I actually didn't know he played first, but.
Oh, yeah. Brewers, Diamondbacks, we're in Arizona.
Mhm.
Are there any video games in the clubhouse at all?
No, not at this one.
No.
We've not at our field in Binghamton either. When we played Erie, they actually had an Xbox in there, so a lot of guys were playing Fortnite.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. I
Yeah.
mean, here you don't have to worry about rain delays, obviously, in Arizona, but during the season, you guys do. So what, I think I just lost. Yep, I'm out. What is it that you guys do during rain delays? How do you pass the time?
It rained quite a bit in Binghamton, honestly, this past year.
In Binghamton, we did have
I win?
Connect 4, which we'd play a lot in the clubhouse, and that got pretty competitive, got pretty fun.
You have a Connect 4 here.
Yeah, we do outside.
You have a gigantic Connect 4 that you
The large
normally see at like a
version.
bar.
Do you guys play out there?
We haven't played yet.
We haven't
Maybe
played.
we'll have to break that out and see who's got it.
Ever since the bird is.
How did Kirby win
I've
that?
been hesitant to go
Yeah.
outside.
I'm elusive.
I didn't want to save it because I had a pathetic showing, so I just
Who won that one?
wanted to bring
I
it.
did.
Kirby.
Oh, nice.
I don't know how.
I just floated around.
What was it like watching that?
It was hectic, to say the least.
Yeah, I don't understand. I'm being honest with you. I don't know what happened.
I think it's just you and the computer.
Oh, you won, so you have to battle.
Yeah.
now.
You know, every time you face a computer, it's just important for when the robots take over.
Now, as roommates, you guys obviously both pitchers, JT, your first baseman. We're talking about philosophies here, so let's talk a little baseball. Do you guys talk about that pitcher-batter relationship in the batter's box? What you guys are thinking, what you're thinking from the different perspectives?
A little bit, yeah. I like talking to these guys a little bit just about kind of, even just we were talking the other day about pitch shapes and developing a new slider, stuff like that. we don't go too much in depth because I think every pitcher is a little bit different, every hitter is a little bit different. We get the scouting reports on each individual guy, but I think just the basic kind of thought process behind hitters and pitchers' mentalities and stuff, I think it's interesting to kind of hear about.
And you mentioned the slider, Nolan. I know it's something that you're working on. Why don't you talk a little bit about your pitch repertoire and how you're trying to refine that pitch, especially for you, such a big weapon of yours?
Yeah, so last year in Brooklyn, I was four-seam slider only for the most part, and then the shape of it was more like a cutter. So this year I did add a sinker as well to kind of have something going into right-handed hitters, and then I refined my slider to make it a little bit bigger of a shape, add some sweep to it. So I kind of have a four-seam now, a cutter, sinker, and then a bigger slider. As opposed to my old one, and that has helped me a lot, pairing the cutter with the slider, and kind of trying to throw those to hitters to kind of tunnel that and make it seem like it could be the same pitch until it's kind of too late to decide. It's helped me a lot.
And do you differentiate your pitch mix, lefty versus righty? How do you kind of navigate that when you're on the mound?
Yeah, I'll throw the cutter both to righties and lefties, but yeah, I like throwing it a lot to lefties in, paired with the four-seam, and then I'll go more four-seam, sinker, slider, and the cutter all to righties. So more two pitches to lefties, and then all four to righties.
Nolan, I heard you spent some time at big league camp. We talked about this a little bit before. You have any big moments against some major leaguers over big league camp?
I know we did talk about this earlier. Yeah, I did get to back up some of those games, and the first game I backed up last year that I got to get in, it was against Team Venezuela. So that was a great experience.
Who'd you face? Tell the whole story.
Okay, so I did have food poisoning, and I was.
Could have been from anywhere, by the way.
We're
not accusing anybody.
It could have been from anywhere.
It's
impossible to trace.
Had food poisoning. Not trying to make any excuses or anything, but just giving the whole story since we talked about it earlier. And I hadn't pitched in like a week and a half through a bullpen, and then was backing up a game against Venezuela. And I came in with a runner on first. I think I might have hit the first batter I faced. My command wasn't the best that day. Ended up having the bases loaded with one out, and I get the ball and I turn around, and the crowd just going crazy, and it's Jose Altuve.
Wow.
So that was a crazy experience for me, and I did end up striking him out, which was a moment I'll always remember. And then on deck I had Acuna to face. Ended up walking him, and then ended up getting out of the inning. But that was a great moment, experience that I'll always cherish and never forget.
Trey, when you got promoted from Brooklyn to Double-A, you were with your then girlfriend, your now fiance, and you actually found out the news secondhand that you got the promotion, right?
Yeah, so it was me, Hanley, and then one of the teammates on Brooklyn, Cam Foster. We were watching basketball. We were at a Blue Haven bar in Manhattan, and I got a phone call from Chris Newell, and it was kind of hard to hear, so I went downstairs and I was like, hey, what's up? He's like, did you call me? I was like, no. He's like, you must have butt dialed me. He's like, hold on 1 minute. So I was like, all right, I'm a little confused right now. So he called me back, asked what he was doing, told him who I was with. And he asked me, he's like, yeah, is your girlfriend, she the one? And I was like, yes, sir. And he's like, all right, go put her on the phone. So I was like, all right. I ran upstairs, put her on the phone. They're talking. Next thing you know, her jaw drops, her eyes get really wide. She's like, oh, no way. And she put the phone down and then told me the news. So that was a pretty cool moment. That was something I'll probably remember for a while.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
That's a really special moment you guys had to have. And then what was it like getting up to Double-A? Like, how did you enjoy your time in Binghamton with the Rumble Ponies?
Yeah, I remember first outing was a 2-week road trip. So we were out in Pennsylvania and Altoona, and it was a lot of guys in my draft class and a lot of my close buddies on that team. So it was a lot of fun to be back with them, and it was just a lot of good chemistry, a lot of guys who wanted to win, wanted to succeed, and kind of fed off each other. And we had a really good June, July up there collectively as a staff, and it was kind of one of those things where it's just pass the baton to one another. It's like, you guys go put up a 0. It's like, I want to go do that too.
It's pretty nuts to watch that Rumble Pony starting rotation this year, right?
Incredible.
Yeah, they were very good. It was every guy. There was never a down day. It's like every guy 1 through 6 we had. It was like you wanted to watch every pitch he threw. It was pretty impressive to watch this year.
Now, we talked about your pitch mix. Your splitter is really your bread and butter. Who taught you that pitch? It's helped you have so much success.
Yeah, Kyle Driscoll taught me that. I remember I was down in St. Lucie and I was sitting on the bench, and he was kind of pushing splitters on a lot of guys. And I was just messing around with it in my hand, and he saw me with the grip, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm just messing around." And his exact words, I don't know if I'll remember this or not. His exact words, he's like, "You caressed that baseball beautifully. You're throwing a splitter now."
You caressed that baseball beautifully.
I don't know if he'll remember that one, but I certainly did. I thought it was pretty funny, and then worked on that for a couple of days, and then threw it in the game, and it worked, and kind of rolled with that.
All right, we're about to get rolling here on another game. Hopefully. More
So
successful for me.
Is the strategy just to avoid any contact till the time runs out? Since Kobe won the first time?
Like we talked about with the hot dog eating contest, it's not the spirit of what we're aiming for, I don't think, here, so.
Oh, wait, the floor disappears?
The map
Oh,
is,
wow.
see,
There we go. Off to a hot
I'm a
start.
novice here.
So what's your guys' experience been in the Mets system so far? Like, how have you enjoyed it? How do you feel you've been treated? I mean, like, we're having a fun time right now in this nice house.
For me, it's been a great experience coming from indie ball. Obviously, a lot of different resources with the Mets, and a lot of resources to not only get better, but we're treated very well here, and it's been a great experience overall for me.
Yeah, I've noticed that any needs we have, they take care of, whether, I mean, it's supplements related, whether it's food related, or questions with, pays and stuff like that. It's just, they're very helpful, and they have a lot of staff members for everything you need.
We saw the nutrition before, JT. It looks like you're eating well here.
Yeah, we have we got a good staff that I've kind of picked their brain with eating and everything, and kind of what they want that profile to look like. So it's everybody's kind of got their own thing going on with that, and yeah, we just, like they said, we got a lot of really helpful people, really helpful staff. Just everyone's kind of there for us, and whatever we need, they're taking care of it. So it's been great.
Did I just win again?
Oh my
Let's go.
gosh.
It's not a fluke.
Should we switch to Mario Kart?
I think so.
Let's
Yeah,
switch to
maybe.
Mario
Can't go
Kart.
wrong with Mario Kart. I think it's a game that everyone's played growing up. JT, you've been watching, you've been sitting here. Who do you think's going to win this?
I kind of like Vito's odds here.
Okay.
Dude, thank you,
All
man.
right, I was thinking the same thing, honestly. I feel like Vito is hustling me right now.
Well, do you guys actually want to hear something interesting? I just learned how to drive like 6 months ago.
Kind of.
Really?
Kind of.
What do you mean, kind of?
I mean, kind of.
Oh, like I barely know how still? Yeah.
He's a city guy through and through. I'm a suburb guy, he's a city guy. So it's like
true.
the
You
yin
get
and the
a
yang of a podcast. You need it on a podcast.
You do. I went to Mr. Carlos from Hawaii Driving School. Can't say enough
In the
good
heart of
things.
Astoria.
Mrs. Puff's building school.
We're talking SpongeBob. I love that. All right.
So who's everybody going to be?
I'm going to be Peach in honor of my wife, who waxes me in this game with Peach all the time. I probably shouldn't admit that, but.
Go dry bones.
Little baby Mario action.
Okay.
Right?
I'm gonna be King Boo.
It's a good choice.
Trey, what was it like pitching in Brooklyn so close to home?
It was very fun. My family got to come to a lot of games, so I was pretty fortunate. They were probably about a 2-hour car ride away, so they were up there every chance they got. And then they did come to Binghamton pretty frequently too. It was a little bit further, which was still nice to see them.
I got a star.
I did not get a star. I'm in 9th place. Who just played NHL?
Ah,
Are you better at NHL?
Oh, come on. Oh, no.
I'm a seasoned vet at NHL.
Yeah.
I go way back.
are you guys hockey fans?
I am a big hockey fan.
Let's go.
First place?
Oh.
Yeah, I played hockey for 8 years growing up.
Did
so,
you?
Yeah.
What position did you play?
I was left wing or left D.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right.
Hockey was fun.
Hockey's
Yeah.
expensive.
Yes, that is true. My dad could probably attest to that.
Now, how did playing that, and Nolan, did you play any other sports growing up?
I did play football and basketball. Did get a knee injury when I was very young, so just stuck with baseball after that.
Okay, and JT, you played basketball, right?
I did.
So playing the other sports as professional athletes, how much did those other sports help you guys as baseball players prepare you for what you're going through right now?
I think at a young age, it definitely helps a lot. Your body's still growing. You're on the physical and mental side, so I think it really helps to try and do as many different things as you can, for sure, just to be athletic.
Right.
Playing sports and like different movements, footwork stuff. I think just teaching your body how to move kind of is, I don't know. It's like you hear it a lot now with people saying, "Oh, you should keep playing multiple sports when you're younger and everything." It's just you don't want to lock yourself into that one kind of pathway with how your body's moving at a young age. I think, and I think you'd find a lot of guys, even in this Arizona Fall League, that grew up playing multiple sports and doing different things, and a lot of the guys here I think are just good athletes that ended up being good baseball players.
There's a lot of guys in the Mets system who played basketball specifically. Actually, one of them, Nolan, you went to high school with him, Grant Hartwig.
Yeah.
Did you play basketball with each other?
I did not play basketball in high school. He played. He was a 3-sport athlete. He played football and basketball, and baseball, obviously. But no, I didn't make it to high school with those sports. But he was my catcher in high school. So.
Which is, and we spoke to him about that because he also hit in college as well.
He did.
So he had the perspective of catcher, pitcher, and batter, the three guys, whenever at the plate, which is a really, really unique thing that you don't see much. Now, have you ever consulted with him for medical advice? We know that he was going to go to med school.
I have not, because he maybe if he went that route, I might have consulted him, but no, I have not.
Have you guys gotten to talk to a bunch of the guys, like JT specifically? You have you gotten to speak to the guys who played basketball? Like, have you gotten to talk to Blade or Grant or Vassell about their basketball experience?
I've talked to a couple guys.
Have you watched Mike Vassell's highlight reel? Because we were told he likes to show that to people.
No, but Mike's a funny guy.
But straight, Mike.
Yeah.
Somewhere in Boston right now, just minding his own business.
I think Mike knows that I would lock him down. I was kind of a 3-and-D guy, defensive specialist sort of player. So I think
gritty, blue collar.
Force him to his left. I don't think he's got much of a pull-up game. He's just probably a one-dimensional player, if I had to guess. So, yeah.
Could you put a five?
Reaches a lot.
Could you put a starting five together of Mets minor leaguers?
Oh yeah.
Who would it
be? Man, I mean, point guard. Let's see. I'll go Luis Angel Acuna at point.
Okay. Does he play? Does he hoop?
No, but I'm just.
Athlete. We're talking athletes.
I'm talking about an athlete. Yeah.
Okay.
The aptitude's got to be there, but I think we'll go Acuna at the 1. Man, Jalen Palmer at the 3.
Another great athlete. Fastest guy in the system? One of them, definitely up there.
Yeah, he's definitely up there. We'll say Tyler Stewart at the 5.
I like that one.
That's a good one.
So you're missing a shooting guard who's got the touch.
You're figuring 2 guys.
Yeah,
Next
he's
to
got
power
some
forward.
Tyler's got some good touch. He was shooting hoops the other day. We have
TT?
Yeah.
Slick Rick. All right, we'll say
Slick
Slick
Rick.
Rick at the 2.
TTG.
Tyler Thomas, shooting guard. And then I'll put myself at the 4, just to,
Defensive first guy, right?
Defensive facilitator.
Like a Draymond Green sort of.
Yeah, exactly. I could see that being my role.
We asked JT yesterday for his hidden talent. What's your hidden talent, you guys? Other than Mario Kart.
Yeah, I was gonna say Mario Kart because I'm wiping the floor right
right?
now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say hidden talent, more so just like something I like to do in my free time. I like fishing a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have many hidden talents either, but Trey and some of the other guys did get me into fishing in spring training, so I've enjoyed that a lot.
Well, I guess it's spring training. We're going to go on a fishing trip and do a
Yeah, we
podcast
need
out
to.
there.
We have some good spots down there.
Is that behind the facility? I've heard there's some fishing that goes on back there.
So there is a little boat back there, and there's some good bass back there. There's also some gators back there, so you got to be careful.
Don't want that.
But yeah, me and Nate Lavender and Grant Harwig and a handful of other guys and Clenney and Hall, and we would always end up back there after a day's work at the field, which was pretty fun.
Any fishing up in Binghamton?
Our place was Twin Rivers,
Okay.
so there were 2 rivers that met right outside of our apartment. However, I would say the fishing was about average.
Catch
It was
some small
okay.
bass.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Definitely not fishing out here in Arizona.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is not the fishing spot whatsoever.
The desert.
Well, John kept, when we were getting on our way to come down here, John kept being like, I'm looking up all the sushi places, and I was like, we're in the desert.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big sushi guy. I don't know what to say. I had a fine experience last night.
Clenney's a really good golfer too, by the way.
Yeah.
Dude, we were talking about that before.
Best golfer in the house.
Have you guys gotten a pop stroke here? I know that there was one in Port St. Lucie that.
You got to test out the different links, like how's the course fare to Port St. Lucie?
We have not been to that one. We're gonna have to go soon for sure.
The one here?
Yeah.
How about the Dave and Buster's here? Is that a spot for you guys?
We were there one of the first weekends we were here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of on accident.
Yeah.
Good time?
Yeah. I mean, it's always fun. They have a lot of games, a lot of variety there.
You ticket guys, or are you just fun game guys?
Is the tickets for the prizes?
Yeah.
I'm more of a fun game, fun games.
I'd have to agree with that.
I'm tickets.
Are you?
Yeah.
Trying to win something?
I don't know. I just go in and I'm like, I feel like I've
lady.
spent this
Big
money. I
rich
want to
guy.
leave with something.
rich guy.
Yeah. He's got the desert dog hat already.
Yeah.
I've been to this thing in New York. It's called Zizcore. There's this Dr. Zizmore is the zit doctor you'll see on Subway ads. and Zizcore is wearing like random niche New York businesses. So like my cleaners, I noticed they were wearing a hat, and I was like, yo, let me get one of those hats.
That's pretty cool.
Vito is still looking for the Binghamton Rumble Pony where it's Rowdy with the boxing gloves. He's been searching that one for a while.
Well, you know what? I hope he hears this. Jacob Wilkins told me he was going to send me one, and then he didn't.
Yeah, never. It must have gotten lost in the mail or something.
I remember I was walking out to the bullpen that day where they were filming that skit, and I walked out and I just see Rowdy doing that, and I was a little confused at first, but it turned out pretty funny.
Who won that fight, by the way?
Rowdy did.
Which Rowdy?
Oh, Rowdy Jordan fought the mascot?
Oh, is that what I thought that's what you're talking
No.
about.
Oh, no.
Oh,
the
we
actual
gotta show
hat.
you that video after that.
They had a cage fight in the middle of the field.
We'll have to show you that video.
I wish I knew that yesterday.
You gotta ask him who won that fight when you see him.
What's some fun minor league stuff you guys have dealt with this year? I mean, John and I have some favorites. We have some favorite jerseys we've seen. But what's some of like the best minor league moments you guys have had in your time so far?
I think for me, anytime you do clinch and get to make a playoffs with a group of guys that you like, got to do that last year in Brooklyn, and this year in Binghamton.
Definitely.
Yeah, that was definitely a memorable night for sure. We beat the Somerset and going out, and I think we went out in Rutgers, so there's a lot to do over there.
I'm a big Rutgers guy.
Yeah.
Did you get a plate? Wait, is it a plate or a fat? What's the sandwiches called?
Fat sandwich.
Fat sandwich.
Yeah, from the food trucks.
Not like the actual achievements in minor leagues. We mean like
Like a good minor league themed jersey.
Oh.
Like a Paw Patrol jersey. We saw Jose Quintana wear a Paw Patrol jersey on a rehab start this year.
I
That was
love
fun.
Star Wars. I'm a huge Star Wars geek,
Okay.
so we've had a couple Star Wars jerseys over the last couple of years, and my favorite one was there was a Darth Vader one. That was pretty cool.
who's your favorite Star Wars character?
Darth Vader, absolutely.
You answered that quick.
Yeah.
Dark
That's a
side
good one.
guy.
Oh yeah.
I got a hot take for you.
Let's hear it.
There's more good Rocky movies than Star Wars movies.
Really?
Yeah.
I got a hot take for you.
Okay.
Boxing movies are overrated.
Ooh.
Rocky's classic though.
Yeah, like do you like Rocky?
No, Rocky's great, but
What about Creed? Do you like Creed?
I've heard some people say that Creed is one of their favorite movies ever, and I just
You
to
don't.
me, I don't see it.
So, what are some of your guys' favorite movies or TV shows?
I would say for me, it's probably Saving Private Ryan. That's gonna be up there.
Okay.
Big history guy.
I'm very fascinated by World War II.
Okay.
Did you see Oppenheimer?
I did. That was good.
I loved Oppenheimer.
We actually went as a team. Most of the guys on the Rumble Ponies went together to go see that one.
What about Barbie? I know it was next time. Have you seen the Barbie
I
movie?
think
And-
Trey did. I did not though.
So that was
Okay.
so my fiance came with us to watch Oppenheimer. So the trade-off for her coming to that was me going to watch Barbie.
Okay.
Would you like more?
Tough one, but I'm gonna have to say Oppenheimer.
I also preferred Oppenheimer. I liked it so much I bought the book after, and I've been tearing through the book. The book's even more wild than the movie.
In terms of movies, not sure what my favorite is. I have a lot I could say, but for shows, I'd say Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
I gotta go Breaking Bad too. Movies, Rudy, classic.
That's a good one.
Interstellar, I really liked.
Rudy's controversial because I don't know if you've heard Joe Montana talk about
It's-
Rudy.
Yeah, I kind of dampened it a little bit, but I still loved it. I almost cried watching that movie. It was unbelievable. The Departed, I love.
Are you gonna see the new Scorsese movie?
Django's got to be up there for me.
You're a pretty big movie guy. It seems.
I like
Big
movies.
movie guy,
Yeah, I feel like I just get in moods every now and then where I'll just roll through a few, and then it's like I won't watch one for months. It's like if I'm home and I have nothing to do, I'll just watch 2 or 3 movies in a day.
What's your guys' favorite baseball movie?
I think mine has always been, as a kid, Sandlot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would
Yours is
say
favorite, has to be favorite pick, right?
I would say probably Bad News Bears.
That's
or
The original or the remake?
the remake, and then the original, and then Benchwarmers.
Yeah.
I like that one.
You know.
I'll say Sandlot, Benchwarmers.
And I want to ask you guys, Drew Gilbert, your teammate, is from Minnesota.
Oh yeah.
I asked him, have you seen Little Big League? We asked him, what's his favorite youth sports movie? And we said, choose between Mighty Ducks or Little Big League. Have you guys seen those 2 movies?
I've seen Mighty Ducks, so I'd have to go with that. I've not seen Little Big League.
Okay, that's surprising. That's like an all-timer for us.
So then, what's your favorite of the 3 Mighty Ducks films?
The first one, I think.
No,
Really?
you're
That's a hot
crazy.
take. That's a hot take. No one says that.
D2
Really.
is the Citizen Kane of youth sports movies.
I like D3. I like seeing them a little bit older, a little bit more.
You like
grown up.
D3? D3 sucks.
I did like D3. I think it's underrated. You don't hear much D1, so it's
I would put D1 over
it's an
D2.
interesting answer.
How's your time been in Arizona so far? Like, what do you guys do for fun while you're here?
It's been great. I mean, we've gone golfing. We're going to try and go to a football game this weekend. The Ravens are in town.
It's a bull riding.
Yeah, we went to bull riding.
Oh, where was that?
That was at the
Westgate.
Westgate, Glendale Arena.
One thing I enjoy too, I try to get out to some mountains and try to hike a little bit.
Okay.
Kind
Good.
of easier trail, so I went over to Papago Park, I believe that's how it's pronounced, and got over there last week and enjoyed that.
What's the craziest hike you've done?
I mean, so I'm from Michigan, so there's not a
There's
whole
lakes.
not a whole lot of hiking out there. So when I am out here, I just try to do kind of easier trails and just get out and enjoy some of the scenery. So nothing too.
Have you been to
too
Denver?
crazy. I have not. I would love to go though.
Denver has some really pretty hikes.
That's what I've heard.
And after the fall league, you guys have plans lined up for the off season?
Yeah, got a little engagement party,
Right.
and a little photo shoot coming up, so that'll be that. And then got a little Disney trip planned.
Which
All right.
one?
Yeah, Disneyland in Cali.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that.
I've never been to that one.
Does that have Star Wars World?
It does. They have the new Rise of the Resistance ride out there, and it's pretty incredible.
Are you
So-
going to make a lightsaber?
Yeah, I already did that actually. Yeah.
Are you going to confer with JT? Because JT's from the area, so JT, I'm assuming you're the Disney expert, especially Disneyland.
I've been to Disneyland a few times. Yeah, it's a good time.
You a roller coaster guy?
So Disneyland is perfect for me because like good roller coaster is awesome, but I don't do anything crazy. I get freaked out on the crazy ones.
Okay.
So Disneyland is like, I guess California Adventure maybe has the crazier ones, but there's even like California Screamin'. For me, that's like wild. Actually no, that's like they call it the Incredible Coaster now, I think, but it's yeah, that's kind of my upper tier of where I'll go on a roller coaster.
Did you see the amusement park they're building out here?
Yes, it's like
Yes.
the casino resort type thing.
I thought it was Mattel World.
Oh, it must be a different.
Maybe a different one.
Yeah,
but
it might be.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think you're right, because I think the one that I saw was that.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I think we should start wrapping up because you guys got a game to get to soon. Well, but thanks so much for hosting us and letting us watch you eat,
Yeah.
playing video games with
So
us.
great.
Yeah.
Thanks
but-
for having us.
Yeah, we had a really good time, and looking forward to seeing what happens next year. Maybe we'll do some more stuff at spring training.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you guys.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.